Our Scotland reporter, Davie Donaldson, is also gearing up for COP. You've got a very, very busy couple of weeks coming up, Davie, whatever happens, haven't you?
I certainly do. There's no doubt about that, because it's going to be extremely, extremely busy, as you say. You've got 100,000 protesters arriving in the city, and that's just some of them. There's no doubt going to be others as well. Greenpeace, I understand, coming too. Extinction Rebellion. The list goes on and on and on. And also 25,000 delegates, 120 leaders, as you said. Perhaps no Queen attending COP26, but it's certainly going to be busy. There's no doubt about that. Also compounding the issue here is the way that the roads are going to be set out around the SECC in Glasgow, because obviously they've had to close that off. So that's going to cause complete chaos in the city. There's no doubt about that. A lot of people up in arms about it already, saying, how do I get my kids to school? How do I go about my general business? To make matters even worse, we've got a series of strikes as well. The trains have been off here every Sunday for months and months and months over a long-running dispute, and they intend to, the RMT said that they will strike during COP26. So you can imagine how much problems that's going to cause. The refuse collectors as well, they've been up in arms and at loggerheads over strike action as well. They're going to strike during that as well. So that's just going to compound the issue. Big job, not just for me, as you said, but certainly a big job for the police. It's going to be the biggest policing operation the UK's ever seen. Up to 10,000 officers deployed on the streets of Glasgow every day.
That really, I have to say, I hadn't quite realised the magnitude of the strikes. Yeah, people are going to go absolutely crackers, aren't they? I also understand that all 25,000 delegates that are coming in will be exempted completely from all COVID testing. And this is something, doesn't appear thus far to have had much debate, but when people are flying back in from half-term holidays, as they will be, having, to have the kids and the family tested at great expense, and they see 25,000 delegates arriving without having to do that, I would have thought there may just be some local resentment about that.
Yeah, I think there will be, and I discussed this last week when I was standing outside the venue and said that, 25,000 delegates coming in, double vaccination passport, not required. So it does tend to be one rule for one rule for another, and a lot of people obviously not happy about that. The other part of my report last week was that not just having 25,000 people coming in, but encouraging them to stay within people's homes in Glasgow. To me, complete madness, because surely if they're not tested, you have no guarantee that they not actually have COVID themselves, and then you're encouraging them to go into the community and live with amongst the people. But yeah, as I said before, it's not just the people of Glasgow who are upset. You have to look at the massive police operation here, absolutely huge. And earlier on, last week I spoke to the police ahead of what they're going to do ahead of COP26.